Glasses are dirty. All right. Got everything up and running. I'm here. Are you here? If you're here, let me know. Tell us who you are and where you're from. I will start. I'm Jill Blanchette. I'm with Green Thumb Stampers in Vicksburg, Michigan. And I'm here for you guys to do our Christmas card night with my little, let me get back a little bit. I got one of my little hats on, my little Dollar Tree Christmas hat. I got the air conditioning on now, not the heat this week. Last week I had the heat on. It's not that warm out, but I think it's like 74. I guess that's pretty warm, but I am going to get started, you guys, because I got a couple designs to show you tonight from, you know how I belong to a group that does Christmas cards. It's only Christmas. And her sketch this month, I should have printed it out to show you, but my second card I'm going to show you is kind of along the line of her sketch, but I always take creative liberties with the designs and do something to shake it up for you guys. So I can't wait to show you. So I'm going to get started. My hostess code for the month of April is on my desktop. If you still want to, or it's May, sorry, not April. May has flown by, and I probably in my head I still do think it's April. If you have anything to get for the month, I have a hostess code. Also, if there's anything you need to get for the month of April, it's the starter kit, just to boost up your supplies and just sign on to get yourself a discount and save some money in the long run. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. I don't care if you sign up under me or not. But if you have questions and you want to ask somebody, I'll do my best to answer them. Yes, if you've been a demo before, you could do it again. No, you don't have to run a business. And I'm going to leave it at that. I think that's it. You guys, I got a sneak peek today of the mini catalog and the celebration brochure came out today online for the demos. So we got to see what's coming up in the mini catalog that'll start in July. And yes, celebration starts again in July. There's some cute offerings in there, and there's a lot of neat stuff in the catalog that's coming out too. June 1st starts the kit collection. You know, it's not Paper Pumpkin, but they have the kits collections. That's buy one, get one 50% off. If you order online, you will notice that the 50% off will come from the most expensive stamp set or kit. That's not an error. That's right. For any demos watching, if you enter 2 kits, make sure you enter the highest price kit second. And if for some reason you want 2 of a specific kit, enter them all separately. It's just something that they told us to do. And what else did I learn today? I think that's about all I learned today. I just caught the girls talking about the brochure celebration catalog. I finalized mine. So Dawn was on my list. I know that for sure. Sharon was on my list to get your the mini catalog and the celebration brochure. So look for those to show up in your mailbox. And I believe that's it. Like I said, I'm going to get started because the first one is a really rough interpretation of her design. And I got to fumble with it because it's kind of something that I made up in my head when I looked at it. I'm like, oh, hey, I'm going to do this with it. But in the meantime, last week's winners for the card kits, Christy Hemmerline and Patty Tyre. Again, I only saw 4 shares, so it's pretty easy to win when there's only four shares. So comment that you shared my post if you share it. And that's how I know who to put into the drawing. I'm going to turn my camera down. Let's see. I got sidetracked there for a second, making sure I wasn't missing any comments. Got it turned down. Patty, I still got to get you the one you won last week. And I did not obviously make it over today. When I got home, we had lunch and I got started on my second card. And by the time I started gathering all the stuff to make the card, I was too involved in it to pack it up to bring it. And so I didn't make it. Tomorrow I will try and make it over. My glasses got canceled, you guys. So I don't get to get my glasses tomorrow. Oh, crap. I can't show you the first one. I left it in my bag upstairs. I took it with me because I wanted it to maybe hold a candy bar, but I have a sample. So I will show you this. Okay, this is Crystal's design this month was a mini slimline. She has like a line through here with paper up here, paper down here, a circle, and a sentiment. So I'm seeing that as a couple different things. And one of them is this mock-up that I made here. Oh, you guys are still seeing me. Are you? Tornado warning. Why is Patty crying? Oh, because I didn't come over. You guys, are you seeing me? Or you're not? You're seeing my, why didn't that go down? Hold on. Zoom meeting. Remove spotlight. Sorry, guys. I almost did it again. Tornado warning. Share, Christy shared. Thanks, guys, for sharing. So now you can see me. So I was showing you her. She made a mini slim line. She has like a layer and a line across here for paper up here, paper down here. She has a circle in it and let me draw on it. So she's got like a layer here. I got stuff under there. So then she's got this is really bad, guys, really rough, but she's got two layers, two different things here. She's got a circle and she's got a sentiment. So that is what I'm working with for her design, slimline design. So I don't know what made me think that I wanted my card. Oh, you know what made me think of it? I wanted to use my new Trimming the Tree stamp set. And this tree is fairly large. So I thought I needed to have my card open up so that I could fit this tree on the front of it. And when I started creating, it's going to open up, and then the bottom part, I tore it apart a little bit ago. The bottom part is like just a little pocket. And so I thought, what am I going to put in that pocket? It's kind of big. I intended for it to be a gift card holder, but to make the card close, this pocket ended up to be really quite large with my accordion fold. So I'm thinking I could either, glue it tighter, glue it down tighter so that just the gift card fits in there. Like this, and then you could glue that tighter. So I may end up doing that while I get to creating it. But what I did in all my craziness was I came up with these little triangular accordion pieces. Because, nobody says that you have to follow exact directions that somebody else has made. So I made my own. I thought it would fit better in this space than being all the way down, but probably didn't need to cut. Let me open it. Probably didn't need to cut that much off my little accordion piece, but you know what? That was where my brain went, and that's what I came up with. And dang it, I made it. So to me, it's pretty darn interesting. So I'm going to show you that, and then when it's finished, you'll see my sample that I don't have down here. So what I did was I had to use white. I wanted to use a different color, but in order to make it open up, I had to use a 12 by 12 piece of paper to get it to be the slimline size that fits in an envelope. I gotta take my sweatshirt off, guys. Hold on. It's getting hot already. I think when I forget stuff, my brain goes into overload mode and then I freak out because I forgot stuff. And oh, I don't like that shadow. I'll put that light back down. So I've got a 3 1/4 because that's the size envelope it's going to fit into. Just a regular, like a letter, old-fashioned letter back in the day when we wrote letters and put them in little envelopes. That's the size it fits in. So I'm going to score it at, oh, let's see, this is a 12-inch piece of paper, so I want 6 inches in the middle. So I'm scoring at 3. And then I'm scoring at 3 on the other end. And again, if you have different colors of 12 by 12, this would be cuter in with color. But I didn't have colored, so. Then I'm going to fold it in. On both ends. And then this right here could be, you know, you could put a belly band on it. You could put it this way. You could do all kinds of stuff with it. But I kept going. Like I said, I tried to make 2 pieces to go in here. And I thought by my spatial looking, I needed a triangle. And I probably just cut the triangle the wrong shape. So what I did was I just cut like a 1 1/2 by 2 1/4 inch triangle. Then I'm just going to go like this. And then I'm going to score it on the, like the 1/4 inch. Oops, I didn't do that very evenly, but. And then because I'm sure this piece is not the same size. Oh, it's pretty close. I'm gonna go ahead and use this piece to do the same thing. It's gonna score because I'm gonna fold these up. Again, this is a creation I came up with in my head as I was trying to look at it and design something, and it probably, oops, that was off. So it probably, if I'd taken time to search the internet, I probably could have found something that did exactly what I'm trying to do here. But, and then I just folded it up. And because my lines aren't all exact here, we got different widths, but you'll get it. You see my idea here. Then I just took these and glued them inside. Let me see which. So I'm going to put some liquid glue on it. And I'm going to put it on the big piece. And then I'm just gluing it into the inside right on the edge. Give it a second to dry up. I'm going to do the other side next. And this one's way wonky. I totally didn't glue that or score that one in the right spot, but I'm going to put that one inside this. And if you were doing this, you would want to make sure probably that your accordions went the same way. This one is sticking out and this one is, well, I guess it's sort of sticking out. So then we're going to put a little dab, because a little dab will do ya. A little dab on this little one. And I'm going to close it up. so that those glue down. So now we have our little pocket. Again, would it have been easier to just glue up the sides? Yeah, probably. But I thought that this would, oh, look what I did, you guys. This one's way up high and this one's way down low. Who's sitting at home? Mom, you sitting at home picking on me because I just did that? You're saying, lower, Susie, lower. And I put it right up at the top. So I didn't make it to the store to see what would fit in there. I'm thinking maybe a Hershey bar might fit in there. Definitely the gift card fits in there. But it's way loosey-goosey for the gift card. But like I say, I thought tea bags, if you get some kind of chocolate covered graham crackers, like at the holidays or something, because this is our Christmas card night, that would be a good idea to put something like, you know, chocolate covered graham cracker treats in there. And if that's the case, you may want to put, well, you can't really, it would have to be a little bit shorter. You would put another score line in here. Remember, like I did on my bookmark card, put a little score line in there to level off the bottom so that it doesn't go in like a down into the hole. It would go down and have a base, but then you'd want to make this score a little bit longer because this one will be a little bit shorter, but I'm getting off track here. So now this, we got our card built. Okay. I went with my new die. Let me show you this guy. Where did I put him? Oh. I don't know why it was right here. Oh, you know why? Because I made a second sample. So I took it over and then never brought it back. We'll see how much else I got over on the table. But that's these dies, you guys, the split card textures dies. My friend Kathy ordered it and I said, oh, that's kind of cool. I want to see what that does. So little did I know, again, my brain was like last week's card with, or maybe it was a couple weeks ago now, with the deer cutout. This just cuts out. It doesn't make a separate piece. It just cuts a hole in your cardstock. So if you're going to use these on a card front, just know that like this would be your card front. It's just going to cut a hole in there. So that was my first thing I learned on this. But what I did was I made 2 of these and I'm going to rough cut this down there and I'll come back and cut it off with the trimmer. And then I just followed, kind of going to follow along with this. And I'm going to try and leave the same width of edge, same edge on it all the way across. See if I can talk and be that precise. Okay. And I'm going to glue this piece on up here. All right. So I'm going to strategically eyeball it and say that's about where I want it. And I'm going to see that it's going to fall right along here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this off right here. Like this. And I'm going to glue that down. This would be a good candidate for the adhesive sheets. I just used my liquid glue. And I didn't really do anything in the center too much. I put a few little blobs around so that it had some extra spots to stick down, but I didn't do too much more because me and liquid glue, I make a mess of it. So the lesser amount that I use, the better. So then I brought it in and I glued it on up here. Like this. Oh, I didn't pick that little piece out. There we go. All right. Then I cut a second one so that I could do the same thing. I'm gonna rough. Let's see, I'm gonna need the bottom half. So this I can just chop off. And it has to go, I need the bottom portion. So I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna trim this straight across at the bottom. And let's kind of see how, if I got the same, I'm pretty good with the same width. So now I just want to do the same down here, and I want to trim up along this border a little bit. And try and leave the same amount I left on the other piece. And then now I want to lay this on here. Oh, I do need to trim a little bit off down here. I'll do that in a second. And see, I want to bring it down to almost the bottom. I want to try and kind of leave my width the same, and then look up to where the card is, and I can see that I can cut right across here, and that should be pretty darn good for making it look like it's a continuous piece. Hopefully you got to look really hard to see that it's not. And let me see, I do need to cut just a hair off the side of that. So hang on, let me. Hopefully that was enough. Yeah, so now I'm going to do the same thing on this one. I'm going to put a little bit more of the green glue. Guess you guys will have to be surprised at the end, won't you? Because you don't know what all you got to look forward to with my fun creation. I'm going to call this a Jill Blanchette original too, because Lord knows it would take a twisted mind to come up with this idea. All right, see, I cannot glue everything to the table. All right, then I did, like I said, I'm going to come down here and I'm just going to slide this around. I need to move it over a smidge. Yeah, it's a little bit wider than that one. I could have cut it up a little bit more, but you're not going to see that. So now we've got the base going on there. Let's see if I can get some of my glue off. All righty. And if you got some creative mind to use this piece for, you've got an extra piece. So now I have this. Then I took just a scrap piece of white and set that aside for a second. Oh, I need my foam underneath. And then we're going to make I'm going to stamp the tree in the parakeet party. And this is awful saucy, so I will see what I get. I did take my spoon and oh, it is kind of bubbly. Yeah, I tried to get it all to go down inside. I took my spoon and went all over the top of it, but you see how bubbly it is? I don't know how to, I guess it might have too much ink on it, they say, if it makes bubbles like that, but I'm gonna go with it. So we're gonna put I'm gonna go this way though, because I'm gonna put the tree. And that bubbly is not very nice looking, but. And then there's this is like a 2-step stamp. So I'm gonna put my other part of the tree down. And I'm gonna use Parakeet Party again. I tried to stamp off this first layer and it wasn't a very uniform looking stamp job. So I'm still trying to figure out where to layer these, but I think I got it. I think you kind of, if you hover over, you'll see all the white spaces between in the stamp where these little pieces would go down. And yeah, I got, yeah, I'm not impressed with that stamp job of that. And I even ran my eraser over it, but I'm thinking it's the juicy brand new Parakeet Party ink pad. This is one of the new in colors. So I put that down. Then I'm going to take the pot that he sits in. And I have Sahara sand. I'm going to put him in a pot. And then I'm going to put the ribbon at the top in the sweet sorbet. This is also a new in color. It's quite juicy, but I'm not getting the, well, I got a little bubble in there. I'm not really getting the same bubbling issue that I was with the green. And then I'm going to use these tree trimmings. And I'm going to do those in sweet sorbet as well. Sahara Desert. No, it's all called Sahara Sand, Reedy. What are you talking about? Why can't you use it? It's too short for the whole card. Can you? I don't know. I can't read. You're asking me too much questions. So I put some little, oh, look at that. I pushed too hard. This guy, if you could see how red my stamp is, my sweet sorbet is definitely juicy, but I thought that I had the touch just so on that, but I wasn't gonna. This is the what not to do card. So we got a little bit of decoration on there. It's too short for the whole card. You can make the card shorter to fit the green piece. I guess you lost me. Oh, this. Because I didn't want to, it was way too short. If I would have used the piece I lopped off, it would be way up here because I would have had to cut this to be more uniform. And it would have been way up here. And I don't want to cut the card shorter because no, I couldn't cut the card shorter. It had to be this tall. So then what I did was I came and fussy cut this tree and fast forward to this. I fussy cut out the tree. I used some sweet sorbet paper and cut out a stitch rectangle. And I popped this tree up in the center of that rectangle. And boy, that glue comes back to haunt you guys. That green, I must have it on the side of my finger. Everything's sticking to it. And then I put that on this sweet sorbet paper, and I kind of got the bow sticking up a little bit, and just to put the, like that. Then I took my, as another flashback to last week, I got my aqua brush out again, or my water painter, and a drop of the sweet sorbet. I need a splatter guard though. And I'm going to squirt some water into my pile. And I'm just going to do my, I'm going to water splash it. And it's going everywhere but where I want it to. I guess I got to hold it up out higher than the, all right. I'm going to call that good. Calling that good. Put the cap back on before it gets everywhere. Just wanted to splash some more color in there, so it wasn't so blah with just the white. And then I'm going to adhere the top portion of this sweet sorbet onto the top portion of this. And look, I smeared it before it was dry. Oh, where's my adhesive? Up here. So we're going to glue that up here. And I see you can't see that I was a little too big on the where I cut it off. Glue this down. And look, I even decorated the inside. So now that I messed up with that, let's decorate the whole inside so it looks like it was meant to be there. How about that? Fix. And then I took some parakeet party, and that needs to be moved over, guys. Can I pick it up? Nope, I'm not going to risk it. It needs to go that way. I used the Happy Holidays from in here in the sweet sorbet. No, yes, I use sweet sorbet. Happy Holidays. Yeah. I want to let it really soak in because I'm obviously stamping the red right onto the green. So I want to make sure it has some good coverage. And then I just cut it off. I want to go a little bit more. Yes, I need to put my guard back on, but it looks like it's broken. It's broken down here, so I'm gonna have to get out some of my glue and glue it back together. So we'll just be extra careful. Then I took the little bit of mono and I glued it across the front. Like that. And that was my first take on the card for this month's sketch. And like I said, got a little pocket there that you can put something in. You would want to put either both of them up or both of them down. So there's my first card, guys. Quick and easy. Wham bam, one and done. So I'm going to move on and show you the next one that I created using her same sketch, and this one's a little closer to what she designed. She had the 2 sections of paper, she had a circle, and then a sentiment. So this is the card that I created. And I got the Christmas tree tucked under the basket. I'm calling that a basket, but you know, it's the little stand pail for the stand. But I tucked the tree under it so that it holds it close, and then it pops up to hold my gift card that I was keeping right here handy because I was going to need it. All right, well, you know what my gift card looks like, so I don't know what it. Oh, you guys, how scatterbrained am I appearing again tonight? I just had it. How could I lose it? Did I leave it inside? No, I didn't leave it inside. Oh, well, it would stand up in here. So we're going to make this one now. And so then it'll open up, and then you can write in here and put your gift card in here. And hopefully I'll find it by the end to be able to show you the completed card with the gift card in it. Because, you know, my workspace here is not that large, so how stuff just happens to come up missing out of the blue, I have no idea. So what I did for this card was I took her dimensions and such, and then I just started folding until my idea, my dream, whatever, my thought had become a reality. And then I jot my measurements down, and then like here I had to change them. I had too many score lines and stuff. So let me show you how this one comes together. Let me get a couple of these things out of my way. And I don't need these inks anymore. Let me put these back and pull in the new ones, new stuff I need. This old stuff back out of the way. All righty. So I'm going to pull in my little pack of papers. We're going to use Shaded Spruce, Cherry Cobbler, and Crushed Curry for this card. And it's got a few like pieces, a couple scores to it kind of thing, but it's, again, it's pretty simple. And a neat little gift card holder if you need one. So I've started with my paper being 8 inches by 6 1/4 inches. And that is a little bit longer than a standard small slimline because you would just fold that in half. I needed some extra to make my, oh, there's my gift card. It's upside down. To make my gift card stand-up piece here. So this is the inside. This is how it will open up to a gift card, and then you can write down here. So I got the 8 by 6 1/4, and then I'm going to get out my trimmer. Let me swap trimmers. I scored at 1 1/2 for this first flap. Make sure I got the trimmer or the scoring part up. I ruined 3 of these today trying to get these samples cut, or the pieces cut for now, and the drawing card, and I ruined 4 of them because I put the cut blade up twice, and oh, it was just a good old time. So then I'm going to bring it up to 4 3/4, and this is where we're making the gift card. This piece that's going to stick up. So we're going to do 4 3/4, 5 1/2, and then 6 1/4. 6, we're gonna go right here for a quarter. I think that's right. These trimmers are so hard to see, but you know, they gotta have that extra like gap in there. Okay, so then we're gonna fold on our score lines. And then this goes, they go up like this. Oh boy, I did that one wrong. You guys aren't watching me again, are you, to tell me I'm scoring wrong? Lord, if this was just a regular video, I could just do a do-over. So this was 4 3/4. And where did I say I went 5 1/2? 4 3/4, 5 1/2. Why is that? And then I went 6 1/4. This one's not as long. So I must not have went enough little ticker marks. 6. Oh, I went 6 1/8. I need to go 6 1/4. All right, do over. Okay, right there. All right. Yep. Sorry, guys. I'm sure it gets a little bit frustrating to have to watch me fumble around. And all right, so now we've got this piece that's going to stick up right here in the middle, but we need to cut a notch out. So you could, if you're good with your trimmer, you could trim in and down and back out. But I took classic label punch. I pinched that together, and then I just stuck it in here. And I'm going in about halfway. And you can eyeball it and, I don't want to say guess how wide your gift card is, or you can, you know, put your gift card up here and mark it off if you wanted. So my gift card's about right there. So I'm going to put that in. Now I can't see. And then I'm just cutting like that. So you can measure how far in you want to go. Punch out your hole. Make sure your gift card's going to fit. Yep. Then you want to come to the back and use some strong adhesive, and we're going to glue it like shut. So we're going to put a little bit of glue on here, and I'm going to go just a tiny bead down at the bottom so that the card doesn't fall out the bottom. Like so. And then shut that up and let that dry for a second. All right. So now when it closes up, the top closes down. You could put a piece of Velcro on the back of this tree as well, and that would help keep it shut if you don't like the flimsy little, because it is kind of thick and it does want to catch. But you could always trim this down another little smidge so that it doesn't catch. But we're going to move on. I have got I'm going to do the inside just to get some of my pieces out of the way. So then this is this is like a 6 1/8 inch wide by 3. I'm going to glue that inside. I wanted them on the 1/8 inch so that I didn't have as much of the green card
part showing, you might like to keep it at the quarter. But down in this area isn't going to show as much, so you do have a little wiggle room with placement. All right, then I have a 1.5 inch or 1.25 inch piece of this plaid. That I just stuck across the center, and it is a little bit shorter as well because this paper is only 6 inches wide. It's a DSP pack that was 6 inches wide. So I gotta leave it just a smidge from each end. So then that just jazzed up this back piece. I thought once you got your gift card in there, it might be too hard to kind of write in it and get the person's attention to your writing when they see the gift card. So that was just some accent stuff I did inside. And we'll bring the focus down here for the writing. And then that piece is 6 1/8 by 1 5/8. I'm just going to do this inside stuff while I got it all out. I'm going to glue that in there. And this is 6 by 1.5. And I did not stamp on this part. You could stamp more on here, Christmas wishes or, you know, whatever you want to put inside. I was leaving it blank for writing something to the recipient. I have graduation on Sunday. Maybe I will make a card like this, obviously not Christmas, and put a gift card in there for her. So there's our insides done. Now I'm going to go to the outside. So we got the same getup. I've got a 6 1/8 by 1 3/8 inch layer to go on the front. I keep hearing my little hat's got little jingle bells on it, and I keep hearing it, and it's like, what the heck is that noise? That's my head. All right, then this piece I got back into the stamp set, and there's these little twirly garlands. So I got the solid garland out. Let's see, will it fit on here? With cherry cobbler. Where's my? And then I just lined up over to the edge. And then I'm lining up. I'm going to try. I can't get close enough. Like so. I'm just lining up the corners. And then I use the dotted garland with man, everything's stuck. The dotted garland, I used the crushed curry. I'm gonna put that down like Mom said, and then pick it up with the stamp block to help make sure it's on there straight. So then I came through with the dotted one. I'm gonna pull it down here closer to me, guys, so I can get a better visual. So can I come back and put those little dots down without messing it all up? All right, so now I got the 2 little garlands on there. I need to keep this open. Then I'm going to put the little balls on there, Christmas balls. That was an afterthought that I had, but I thought it turned out really cute. So I'm gonna start with the green. And I use this little round guy. And I just put it on the biggest dingle ball in the middle there. So I got 3 of them. So I want to do every 3rd one with then I got the red one in cherry cobbler. He's kind of a fat, squatty looking bulb. Same thing, I'm just hooking it onto that big ball in the center. And then I use the last bulb is the kind of the long pointy. There we go. There we go. So we got our dingle balls across the top there. And then I'm going to glue this strip onto a piece on the top. Now you could stamp your greeting on here. I tossed that thought around. The happy holidays would fit, or peace and joy would fit nicely up there. But I wanted something on the bottom. So I brought it down to the bottom. So we've got our top built. Now we got the bottom is just a 6 1/8 by 1 5/8 inch piece again. I think I need to make my score lines crease them a little better, maybe. Okay, Fran. Hi, Fran. Thanks for joining. And then I use that plaid paper. This is a couple years old now, but it is 6 by 1 1/2. I struggled. I had to go into retired stuff to do this video every month because you guys are going to get sick of seeing the paper from last year's catalog over and over and over again. So I dug into my old archives, and they're pretty. They're classics, these plaids. So figured you wouldn't mind. I did get the new stamp set in the mail just for today. And again, it's trimming the tree. I wasn't sure if I was going to like it, but it's coming together nicely. Once I figure out the placement of this, how it goes on there, and if I want to make 2 different colors for the tree, or again, stamp off the main tree, I don't know. But so we built that. So then I came in with a scrap paper again. Let me use this one that I put the last tree on. We're going to do the tree again, but I'm going to do them in shaded spruce this time. And I'm not putting the stand on this one. So let me get shaded spruce. I'm so stamp pad shy from that parakeet being so juicy that, well, this one might not be too good in the middle. So I'm going to stamp that down. Then I'm going to come through with that second piece. And this one, we should be able to see the lineup a little bit better over all the white holes. Can you see how those are filling in? So I think down this side isn't really. I'm gonna go right there. That looks pretty good. Okay, maybe, maybe not. I did also try and put the decorations on here in cherry cobbler. But this, I'll do it again, but this green is so dark that it was hard to see them without smashing them down and getting all this ink on there. So let's see if I can just slightly push it down, leave it sit for a second without moving it. Let that ink soak in. Yeah, see, you can't really see it, but it's there, it's on there. If you're looking, you can see it. So then I Magic TV, I cut that out too. And lo and behold, we have a tree cut out already to go on there. And see the colors shape up a little bit after you stamp them. And this one, you can see the red pretty good. So maybe maybe the other one will come through as it dries. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue up the top of my tree. And I'm going to glue it about right there. Maybe it'll hold shut better if I glue it more toward the center. Try that. We're going to glue that down. You know, you could use a strong adhesive. I just used my mono adhesive, but you could use a little bit stronger adhesive. Did I go too low? Yeah, a little bit. That'll definitely help keep it closed, won't it? Get my goober out. Goober getter. All right. Then I came in with, I made a little tiny mask for the pot. Then I came in with my, I'm going to use, so I got my Sahara sand again. I'm going to put a pot on here. I'll go up and down. Hi, Amanda. Next time you're in Kalamazoo, girl, let me know. And I want to come out and hang out with you guys. I missed you this time. I used to work with Amanda. In fact, I think she did or was doing part of my job after I left. So I got my little pot down there, and then I made a mask of the little pot. And that is just, you know, stamping the pot and cutting it out a little tiny bit smaller than the one that you stamped. And then I put my balls down in there again. So let me get everything out again. I keep closing it up so I don't wear it all. And let me get this long one. And then you can just stamp right on top of the mask. And see, it goes like in the pot, but I'll say behind it. helps with give it dimension so that it looks like I got my little canister of ornaments sitting next to the tree to get ready to decorate it, is my thought, my reasoning for what I did there. Like that. I got one more. Got to do the red one. And then for the red one, I just put this mask kind of up here a little more so that it didn't touch on those very much as I put it in there. But it should be down there a little bit more. Let's see, can I put that little pointy thing down between them? Sort of, it kind of worked. That's where you get your pens out and your markers and fill in that white space. But then I fussy cut them out. I didn't do this one ahead of time, guys, so I'll try and hurry. Just cut around them like this. I found a place in my, you guys probably local get the community quarterly. I found in there's a place that sharpens scissors. It's a quilt shop. I believe it's up. Oh, if you're going up Romance toward Oakland, it's in that plaza on the right, at just past the stoplight to go into the mall. I'm pretty sure that's where I figured it was, up in there, where I think the Indian cuisine is up in there, and maybe a dance studio. I think it's up in there, a quilt shop, and I'm gonna go check it out and see if I can get my scissors all sharpened. So then I just went with a dimensional. I'm gonna get a piece of this heavy duty one. And I'll let you know, or if anybody knows a place to get your scissors sharpened, your craft scissors. I don't have fancy barber scissors like hairdressers that need super expensive scissors sharpened. Because these are what, $10 a pair. I could just buy new ones, but I have so many that I didn't want to have to buy that many new ones. So then I just tuck this kind of right here so that the tree sort of tucks under it. You could tuck the whole thing under it if you wanted to. I was hoping to get by with just the corner, but see, it wants to pop up. I might need to use a piece of Velcro. It's going to be much better to hold it shut if you probably use a Velcro dot down there. But then I have a little 1 inch by 1 1/4 inch piece of Whisper White or Basic White and a piece of crushed curry. And I stamped the Sending Christmas Cheer in Shaded Spruce. Bring it down here so I can see. Oh, I can't. What? I'm gonna glue that onto there. Like so. I think I got this piece a little bit too wide. We'll cut it off without our guide. I hear you. And then I popped that up as well on a dimensional. Looks like I cut that off crooked. Can you guys hear my poor baby? She's just like went upstairs. It's like she doesn't have any friends down here. I was playing with her, so she's sitting over there by her toy, crying. I'll glue that down. And that is it, guys. So, you know, in my head it worked. I think I need a, I don't know, creasing this a little better is gonna hold that down more. Probably not, because it's pretty thick with that gift card holder in there. So maybe a piece of Velcro, or I wonder if we, hold on, I'm gonna try and pop this up. Let's see what happens. Don't look, Dawn. Perhaps if I pop this up with a dimensional, just give it a try and see what happens. Okay. Line that back up. Put that down there. There, how about that? Perfect. Well, maybe not. But we need this bucket to hold the tree down. So maybe that works. If we pop this up on a dimensional, the bulk from down at the bottom pushing up is not really going to pop that so much. So I kind of like that. That works. And then I have some gems. I just found these wonderful gems. They're a little large for the dots that are on the tree from the stamp, but I like them. They're sparkly and cute. So they are on here to give it a little extra jazz. So there we go. There's card number 2. Unhook that. And then it will open up. Put your gift card in the center slot. Type your to Jill, Merry Christmas, have fun spending all this money. And then seal it back up. And we're done. So I got this idea, and let me pull that first card back in. This gift card idea, gift card holder, candy bar holder, whatever kind of holder. Again, you could put a Velcro dot on the bottom of that to help hold that shut if you were afraid it was going to pop open, but that'd be it. Let me come back to me for a second and we are done. So thanks for sticking with me, guys, with all my fumbling around. I don't know. You think I'd be getting better at this, but I appreciate you watching and hanging around with me and continuing to come back and shaking your head at home going, oh, what are you doing? I appreciate every second of it. So I will see you again next week. Thanks a lot and enjoy the rest of your night, guys. Bye-bye.